Hey guys, so today we have a little bit of new makeup investigations going on. I have products from new fall launches, from new holiday launches that I'm putting all over my face. My to try drawer has been a little backed up with the Sephora sale content. It happens every year. I mainly focus on the Sephora stuff since most of my channel does center around Sephora kind of products and Sephora brands. But now that we've taken a bit of a chill pill, I can finally play with some other new products that have been screaming out at me to test them. I guess we'll get into it. First things first, I have this new-ish at this point. It's been out for some time now, but we have the Dibs Love Beam Perfector. It's a blurring and glowing skin perfector. I'm imagining it's going to be in the family of like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. They say, but it's interesting, a glassy matte finish. Okay, and you can put it all over your face and your body as well. I have two different shades, number 1, which looks more lilac-y, and number 2, shake these up. I guess we'll look at number 1. It's a cap. Don't twist it off. I was thinking it was like the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm debating what I want to do with these, which is why we're gonna swatch them first. Ooh. So number 1 and number 2, this did not help me at all with how I want to use it. Interesting shades, especially that lilac one. I guess we'll use number 2 all over the face for today. I'll get a feel of the product over half of my face because I want to see how it transforms other products. Okay, yes, let's do that. I do have this Dibs brush. Did I use this with powder yet? No, good, okay. This Dibs brush is too big for my face, but I'm just gonna blend this on. I feel like number 2 is a little deep on my skin tone. Now, these are not skin tone colors, but this did sheer out. So it's like a little bit deep, but it soaks in really nice, and it has a pretty hydrating feel, which is good. Let me put on a little bit more. I'm being gentle with how much I'm using for once. But I don't want to put too much on because when you put too much on of these style of products, sometimes it can make your face and your wear time really heavy and greasy. What do you think? And like this can be used on the collarbone and stuff. Is it weird that I kind of understand the glossy matte finish that they described? Because it's not like metallic, but it's kind of glowy, but still flat looking. Because there's no evident glitters really. But it is shiny, so in some parts it's emphasizing, like right here, we have a pore party going on. Like, can you tell the difference? I mean, I do have SPF on that makes my skin a little bit glowier than normal, but subtle, pretty. We'll have to keep you updated on this. I do have down the line, it might be months from now, I'm gonna do like a glow perfector roundup, and this will be in it, but of course I need to use it a lot more. Maybe, okay, we're not done with it. We'll use some of number 1. What if I just, this is not a good color for me. This is too cool tone on me. That did add a little bit of brightness though. It's not wet looking, but it's glowy. It is like a glossy matte finish, if that makes sense. What you're looking at is glossy matte. Pretty unique. I haven't tried a product like that before with that finish. Next up for foundation. This is not a new foundation, but this is for florists. So let me describe. They launched these collections where sometimes there's not new products, but it's a new packaging of that style of product. So this is the Flawless Jade Breathable Longwear Cushion Foundation. This has been in their line for a while, but they now have it in this packaging. And then also, what I find interesting that they didn't market at all, at the bottom of the box, there's literally a replaceable compact with more of the formula. I don't know why they did that, but super smart, because you know how sometimes cushion foundations can dry out? It comes with the second one, and they didn't even market that, so I think that that's really clever. I'm debating which shade I want. Maybe 25. The packaging is really gorgeous as always with Fluorescence. And what really gave me that push to try this out was from this same collection. Now these were they actually new? I don't know. But from this collection, there's these sculpting makeup palettes. And if you watched yesterday's video, I put these in my monthly favorites. It's awesome. So I'm like, okay, what else does this collection have to offer? And I've always had my eye on this cushion foundation, so I thought, let's try it out. It has a nice fresh seal that we're breaking. Ooh, very, very wet. Would it be a sin if I didn't use the sponge that it came with? Because I cannot let this go to waste. Is this even the right color on me? It's a little light, but dang. It kind of matches my neck. I'm gonna use it. Okay, I'll use the cushion that they gave me first. But if I don't like it, I'm going back to my handy dandy foundation brush. Now, if you are not familiar with Fluorescence, hey, come closer. Come closer so you can see. If you are not familiar with Fluorescence, they are a Chinese makeup brand, and they're one of those brands that honestly has the coolest, most beautiful packaging. And I've tried a lot of things from the brand. They have some really nice stuff. But using this sponge to me is just so inefficient. It's taking way too much time. And it's too late for me. Oh gosh. We are not starting off on a good foot. Okay. I'm using my brush. And I know this looks light, and it is lighter than I do normally go. But it does kind of match my pale neck, so it will work. And plus, with it being Chinese makeup, they kind of like to go lighter with foundation anyways. I did see this has a very limited shade range. Like, it had 3 shades. This is the medium shade. So, why was I tempted to use this? Lately, my favorite cushion foundation has belonged to Tear. This is making my skin look a little bit dry. It doesn't help that I did go lighter, and that's just kind of what happens. I'm not noticing too much of a difference between the side with the dibs and the side without the dibs. It looks smooth but kind of dry at the same time. I think it might need to settle into the skin a little bit more. I don't dislike it, but I don't have the best first impression at the moment. Despite it being a cushion foundation though, pretty good coverage. Like medium-ish full. I did not have a product for brows and concealer, so let me do that really fast. Since we went colorful, I decided to do my eye makeup. My eyelid is prepped. Actually, today, Nomad Cosmetics launched their Polar Express palette. Nobody does a themed palette quite like Nomad. So this is their holiday palette. I feel like right now a lot of indie brands are launching their holiday palettes. This one, you have the snowy colors. You have white and silver. You have blues. You have, I don't know, this is a mixture in the middle. You have browns. You have like these cranberries. It took everything in me not to stick to this half of the palette, but you can really tell if a formula is good based on the blues. And I feel like over the years, Nomad has really improved their formula. Just spoiler, I'm really enjoying this. I do have a discount code for them. It's on screen if you want to save a little bit of money. But how I got this look, I wanted to do white lid, blue the rest. So I normally don't like blue on myself, but for the vid, we'll do it. So I'm starting off with North Pole, which is just a sky blue kind of shade, and that's going to be our base color today. Now, if you're new to Nomad, they are an indie brand, and all of their palettes are based off where the owners have traveled, and maybe they've gone everywhere. Well, did they go to the Polar Express? Anyways, but they're based off destinations. And one thing that I have always commended Nomad for is they put together color stories that are not only within theme of the destination, but they're really well thought out color stories that you can create a lot of looks with. Like this, such a versatile palette. Okay, and now I'm using Wayne Goss 18 brush, and I'm going into Desert of Ice. And this is going to be started in the middle of our crease, and I am blending it out a little bit. Then I'm wiping off my brush because one thing about blending blues is you can't haphazardly blend them because then you can look a little crazy. You know, you want to be precise of where you place the blues, at least on me in my eye shape. I can't go crazy with it. Look how good it's blending. Actually, I'm just going to take a little bit of Snowy Mountain. We'll come back to this. Super pigmented white. Look at that. I was so hoping that this matte white would be pigmented, and it is, because you definitely need it for this kind of palette and the looks that you will create with this. Okay, and you probably guessed it, we're going into Frozen Sea. And this I'm being a little bit more careful with. So I'm just putting this in the outer corner. I'm using What's Up Beauty R108, one of the best small blending brushes. Just getting in there. I'm putting some on the eyelid as well. I'm wiping this off on a towel. And then again, careful to not blend it outward too much, but get all of the edges softened here. And blues are very difficult, and I feel like these are working out really well. And then if you're ever struggling with a blend, go in with the lightest shade. That's that North Pole shade, that light baby blue. And that will help you work out the edges. Okay, and then for the eyelid, here's the white test. I was super nervous and hopeful that this was gonna be like wham, bam, pow on the lid. Look at that. Look at that white. Now, I probably won't end up using this palette a ton just because half of it is blue, and other than for fun videos like these, I don't reach for blues. Just don't feel my most confident in blues. But if you are a blue lover, I'm liking this palette. I think the quality is really nice. And then I'm going to take a smaller, more detailed brush, and I want to top the matte white with All Aboard, which is a shimmery white. Now I want to watch the Polar Express. You could leave it matte too. I think it looks really beautiful and frosty. Now this white, it's not my favorite. It's a little chunky. Let me try with a finger. Not chunky, but flaky. It's not creamy feeling. Powdery. Obviously, I'm struggling to articulate this shade. It's a bit dry. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a bit dry, so it's not like sticking to my lid as much as I would like for it to. But it did just enough in adding that gleam there. So while I do have a critique on the formulation of All Aboard, it got the job done. I'd need to see it on a bare lid though to see how much I like it. And then, you guys know how I love a dark shade for eyeliner. You have two options here, Dark Forest or Frozen Sea. Of course, I'm going for Frozen Sea today. And I'll do an inner corner wing after we kind of clean up here, because that has to be the last step after concealer. But for now, just pressing this along the lower lash. This brush is from Palladio, if you're curious. This navy is doing really nice for eyeliner as well. And if you want, I think it would be cool if you take a blending brush and just kind of soften that wing. Might actually need to take a smaller brush and smudge it. I'm going to clean up a little bit of fallout. I didn't get too much before we go on to the lower lash line. We will get back to the eyeshadow, but I do need to set my under eyes. I think Makeup Forever reformulated their HD Skin Setting Powder. Either that or it was definitely repackaged. But they came out with some new shades as well that I don't have. Like I have Corrective Lavender, which I think might work because we're doing blue. I don't know, but interesting packaging. This is a chunky packaging. Oh my gosh. It's gonna fart on me. I did think the old formula slash packaging I liked of this. This is from a while ago. I'm using a Rephr brush. This is the AA01, the collab they did with Alexandra O'Neill. Ooh, okay. It's not like the most poor blurring, I would say, but it's really lightweight and it's definitely setting the makeup. and brightening as well. So this shade, I like it. It's not pulling too purple. I've had powders that were way too lavender that made me look crazy. I still look crazy, but in a good way, right? I look brightened, that's for sure. I'll have to do a side by side with this versus the other formula I have, or the other packaging. That one felt thicker and heavier. This powder feels lighter weight to me, but I'm also telling you this from memory. I need to do side by side. But it did a wonderful job in brightening, which is very important when you're working with colors like blue. Oh, I look very very pale right now. Now for lower lash, I'm gonna try something. Let's start off with Desert of Ice, the mid-tone blue. I don't want to go too low with this because sometimes going too low on my lower lash, sometimes going too low on my lower lash line with blue is scary looking. Like, the reason I tell you I don't like blue is because when I pass the mirror and I have blue eyeshadow like this, it gives me a jump scare. It's fun to play with, but I do get jump scares when I walk around with it. Okay, Frozen Sea on a small brush. I'm keeping that towards the outer half. Now softening it. And then I want to keep it really white in here. So we're going to start off with our base color, Snowy Mountain. That's amazing, amazing, amazing pigmented white. I mean, one of the best matte whites I've ever used. Not an exaggeration, like look at this. I'm gonna blend that out a little bit with a pencil brush. Allow this to do the brightening. Then with that same brush, back into Olive Board, down here. We're just keeping it going. I feel like also this blue emphasizes like red, like my under eyes. That's why, aren't they opposite on the color wheel? Almost opposite, not quite. But anyways, that's part of why, like if you have any red in your eyes, it shows. I have not been crying. It's the blue. Okay, back into Frozen Sea. Don't talk to me while I'm doing this. I'm doing my inner corner wing. Okay, a little scary looking right now. Liner and lashes, I promise, will pull it all together. I might put a white in my waterline as well at some point in today's video. But overall thoughts on this Polar Express palette, beautiful quality for sure. This one is okay. But the rest of the shades that I used, I absolutely loved. If this is a color story that you think you would use, I recommend it so far. I'm going to keep using it, and as I create more looks with it, I will show you the looks. But good job, Nomad. I'm enjoying this one a lot. Do I have anything else for the eyes? I don't. Okay, I'm going to finish the eyes because I'm jump scaring myself right now. I put white eyeliner in my waterline, and then I also took a little bit of the white on my pencil brush and I just extended it a little bit up top because I just felt like there was so much blue going on. I wanted to open the eyes up a little bit more with the white. And then I also used a really natural bronzer. This from Dior, the Diorissimo, because I don't have a new bronzer. But I do have a new blush. And I'm very, very excited. I've been anxious to get these on my face. These are the Rephr Beauty blushes. They're called the Endless Diffusion Everyday Baked Blush. That's Ali Glines' brand. These are made in Italy. I love the acrylic components so I can see what colors. Hold on. I'm swatching them because you need to see them. And I have been dying to get these on my face. There just hasn't been a video for me to use them, but they're like powdery soft. So top to bottom I have Paradise, Daydream, and then Oasis. They look like they're gonna have a soft blurring blend to them. They're kind of giving Hourglass a little bit with this baked marbling. I might try a couple different colors. Let's do Paradise. I think Paradise would go well with this look. Let's see. Perfect amount of pigment, not too much, but also not too little. pulled warmer than I thought it was going to. Really nice, very effortless, and the perfect amount of pigment. No traces of glitter in here or any unflattering glow that's going to emphasize any pores or anything like that. It seems very blurring. Let me try Oasis. Do I really? I don't know if I want to. This could be a little bit risky, but let's see. Just, it might clash with my eyes. So I went really light-handed with that. Obviously, this is going to be great for deeper complexions. Yeah, you can get a lot of pigment with this. I barely touched in there, and I got a lot of pigment. This gives like a nice just kissed, just played out in the snow kind of look. Nice, and I like this brush as well. This is the Rephr Beauty blush brush. Super soft. Do a little bit more. Ooh, this is actually a really good winter blush. Oh, I like that a lot more than I thought I would with this eye look. Ali, these are beautiful. Just an effortless blend into the cheek. Perfect amount of pigment. No unflattering finish or glitters. Gorgeous. I do have a fun holiday collection that I'm wanting to play with, and I'll get into kits for the lips, but the ColourPop Frosty the Snowman collection. I don't know what it is, but ColourPop typically has really cute winter collections, and this one, so cute. So I'm going to start off with the Welcome to the North Pole Super Shock Duo. So in this we have Pearlized, which is like a very vibrant, bright, that would look good all over my lid, I think. And then, no, this is not Pearlized. That's the finish. This is Winter Wonder. And then I have Icicle Spree. This one, I think has like a pink shift to it. They're both very, very bright. This one is a little bit more toned down by pink, but I'm gonna go for the bright color. A lot of times with these Super Shock shadows, I like to use my finger. Let's try this Kaleidos brush first. I want to be careful because this is super white. That's not giving me what I want. So warm it up into the skin with my finger. I like the Super Shock shadows. Probably not this bright or white. That makes it a little bit more difficult to work with. Then I'll use the brush to kind of blend it in. So we'll keep it subtle like that. But typically I do like this formula. But the colors in here are very, very icy. Did that do anything? I don't really think so. These do dry out though. My collection that I've had of these have dried out in the past. But this is very, very cute. I talked about this being on my Sephora wish list, so I finally have it. It's the new limited edition holiday lip sleeping mask from Laneige, an eggnog latte, and I like an eggnog latte, like a lot. So let's smell this. It's got this cute white fading packaging. The smell is not really giving eggnog latte to me. It smells great. Ooh, smells great. But it's quite subtle. I'm underwhelmed. And it's not really giving eggnog to me. Like a little bit. Not what I expected. Nah. It's kind of medicinal. Not my favorite from them. Okay, well that's a disappointment. I'm still going to use it. The formula of this is lovely, and it's not like it's a bad experience, but not what I was hoping for. Let me set the complexion now while this soaks in. I have this Half Magic Dew Lock Hydrating Set and Refresh Mist, and I definitely wanted something hydrating. Shake well and hold 16 inches from face. I do want it to give my skin a little bit of life because I do feel like it's looking a little bit dry. That tends to happen when I use colors that are a little bit lighter on me. I've been trying so many new setting sprays lately. Decent mist. You gotta press it down a lot though. Not a painful one to apply. It doesn't smell bad, but to me it doesn't smell good. I don't like how that made my makeup look. I feel like my makeup looks splotchy now. Maybe it needs to dry a little bit more. I don't know. It just looks wet in some parts. Like, look. It does look more hydrated, but it also looks unevenly hydrated. Okay, we're gonna let that fully set down. I was talking about the ColourPop Frosty the Snowman collection. I haven't opened these yet, so I haven't decided. But there's a couple of kits for the lips in that collection. 2 Luxe lipstick and lippy duos. I'll probably go for this shade. That's what I'm thinking. And then there's also a set, the Chill Out So Juicy Plumping Lip Gloss Balm Trio. So we're going to use Happy Jolly Fun to start. Very cute. This better match the rest of my makeup look because I don't have any other options. Ideally, I would have gone with like a cool toned lip, like brown or beige. But I wanted to use these from this collection. Okay. I mean, it's a pretty color. What do they call this? Over the Hills. And then the lipstick, it's like in silver. I can't read it. First Snow. This is a cream formula. I like the ColourPop lipsticks, except for when I do that. We'll fix it later. The lipstick is a tad lighter than the lip liner. I like that. That's pretty. I don't know if I want to go in with Plumping Gloss Balm Trio. I've always liked these duos that they launched in their collections. It's like a good, cheap, on-theme duo that you don't have to think about. No, I think all of these are just gonna clash. So I'm gonna leave these to the side, but these are a decent formula. I actually like these. They're not too soft like some of the ones that are out there on the market. I'm definitely going to be wearing these at some point this week and pulling some of these out because this kit is just so cute. Now, where I struggle with these collections is how can I not leave these in this packaging though? That's part of the novelty. So this is the final look that we came up with today. I've got to say, not the most successful full face of new products that I've done. Only 2 wows. For me, that was the Polar Express palette, and even though it is a wow, just color story, I don't know yet. We'll see, because there are parts of it I really like. We'll see. But that is a wow. And then, of course, the Rephr Beauty blushes, which, like, applied themselves. So, those are the 2 really, really good ones from today's video. But overall, here's the look I got from products that are new, from fall collections, from winter collections that I've just been wanting to test out. If you've tried out any of these products, let me know down below your thoughts on them. I can't wait to create more looks with this eyeshadow palette. So anyways, if you like this video, make sure you will like it and subscribe to my channel for more. I test new products out in almost every single video, and I always come back and review them for you guys after testing them out some more. And so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.